Hello and welcome back to SiGMA TV. I'm Yanni Collins, and today we have a very special guest joining us on the show. He is the CEO of Better Betting Foundation and now taking over FUNToken, having been recently appointed as CEO. And he has a wealth of experience in the online gaming industry, starting in 1995 with lotteries and progressing through all gaming verticals over the past 25 years. So Adrian Brick, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. And Adrian, we're here today to uncover what's currently in the pipeline for FUNToken and how FUN is transforming the online crypto gaming. Could we start by having you tell us more about your background in the online gaming industry and maybe talk more about your role as a CEO in FUNToken? What intrigued you the most about this platform?
Sure. Well, I started in iGaming in '95, as you mentioned earlier. We It's a funny story actually. We were involved in the internet right back in '94 when it first started to appear on the old Mosaic browsers and in various different products, and looking for something new to do. And we were going to start a bank actually. That was the first idea. And then someone in our company said, "Why don't we do a lottery? It's more fun." So we went out and got a license in Liechtenstein and started a lottery in 1995, which was the very first online gaming site in the world. And we ran that for 10 years. It had its challenges for sure in those early days, but that's how I got into the industry, which of course grew hugely over that time, and now is the massive industry that it is today. Subsequent to that, I've been involved in casinos and sports betting and many different verticals in gaming. The last being with Better Betting, which is a crypto-based peer-to-peer betting system, which we ICO'd in 2017, actually about 3 months after the FUN ICO. And in fact, Jez, who started FUN, is a good friend of mine, and he was one of our advisors and was quite helpful in helping us get going with Better Betting. So it's sort of it's almost like a big circle come back together again in a way.
Excellent. Well, FUNToken just recently announced this week that it will acquire all technology developed for Better. Now, what could we expect from the FUNToken platform with this recent news of Better acquisition, and what will it look like for FUNToken holders?
Well, in some ways, it's more, I wouldn't say more of the same, but in some ways, we're following the same path. We've both, Jez and I were both committed to the same fundamental concepts, which is to bring the blockchain to gaming in a way that was really to put more transparency into the whole operation and move as much as possible of the gaming technology onto blockchain. Jez focused on casinos, and of course we focus on sports betting. So Better Betting, which launched for the World Cup in 2018, brought peer-to-peer sports betting to the blockchain, and you're able to place bets against other parties with no central party holding the funds. So the funds all held on blockchain in a secure manner, which was quite a lot of work actually. There's an enormous amount of complexity in the betting landscape, but the end result was a truly peer-to-peer offering for sports betting, and of course that technology has now been acquired through the deal with the fund. So we look forward to bringing that to the FUN token and enhancing that with a bunch of other measures, specifically moving all of the activity, the gaming activity to sidechains. So moving away from Ethereum, which has had its challenges, both in terms of the performance and in terms of the gas fees, which are just ridiculous at the moment. It's impossible right now to operate any sort of interactive gaming on Ethereum just because the gas fees are way too high. I'll give you an example of that. The last bet placed on Better about 2 months ago was a $20 bet, and it cost $500 in gas fees. Clearly, that's not a sustainable business model. Jez, I think, spent 200,000 euros in gas fees in the last month of Funfair Casino. These fees are substantial. They're real costs, and they're not sustainable. So really, we had already been looking at side chains and more performant blockchains, and now with the merger with FUN, we're able to really fast track that, and we will be announcing very soon some sidechain technology that will make a huge difference to the possibilities and the things that we can do.
That sounds very intriguing. I look forward to it. And I want to move on to with the free Bitcoins acquisition of a whopping 3.75 billion of fund tokens. Do you mind telling us the story how this came about and what was Bitco.in's plans for this investment?
Yeah, look, they actually started that process before I became involved with them, and you know, hats off to them. They looked for a token that they could use in their premium membership program, and chose to use FUN, and proceeded to start buying it on the market, which I think if you look at the price graphs and CMC, you can pretty much guess where they started buying about 3 months prior to the big deal. They acquired a significant number of the tokens on markets, probably 1.5 billion or more, and they went to the funfair team and said, look, you know, we're basically most of your liquidity. We have plans to make this work, and we have the player base to make this work. So we'd like to take control of the token, and that's what they've done. I mean, the thing that both Jez and I and pretty much everyone in the space battles with even more than technology is player base. You know, it is extremely expensive and time consuming to acquire sufficient players to get enough mass behind any gaming operation that it actually works in a commercial way. And Free Bitcoin have 40 million users, not 41 million, I think, today. And had a significant uptake in their fund premium membership, where they essentially sold about $100 worth of fund, minimum $100 worth of fund, to anyone who wished to participate in the premium membership program. They've had over 110,000 people buy into that program in the last 2 months, which, if you compare it to the overall circulation of fund on Ethereum right now, it's about 82,000. So we'll be more than doubling immediately the usage in terms of the number of users of the fund token, and that number is growing by the minute. So this is very exciting for all of us, because a token's not just about technology or about how much it trades or about where it trades and that sort of community. That for it to be a true utility token, it needs to be used for something, and the ability that they bring with this massive user base to actually get usage into the token and have users participating in the activities of the token is what really makes the thing work. And I'm really looking forward to taking that asset, the user base, and bringing it into some real opportunities on the FUN token.
That was really impressive, by the way. And what does this acquisition mean for FUN then? What are your plans to grow specific regions?
Well, what it means for FUN is that the token can start to show all of the things it's been working towards over the years. You know, true utility in the space of blockchain gambling. The liquidity in the token is significantly increased. It already had a fair amount of liquidity, but in the past 3 months, that's increased substantially. The trading volume is now north of $20 million a day, and this is, I would expect this to continue to increase as we go forward.
And how are you establishing yourselves to be the cryptocurrency of choice in the gaming token landscape? What kind of measures are you implementing to make this come into fruition?
Well, we have a number of things we're working on. Not all of them we can talk about right now, of course. As I get back to what I already said, fundamentally, for any token to be the token of choice in whatever industry, it needs to have a user base, and that's really the first hurdle to break down. And I think we're well on the way towards doing that. And that's what drives everything else. If you don't have a user base, you can call yourself the token for the gaming industry or whatever, but in reality, you aren't. You know, it's all about users and about liquidity and about tradability, and these are all hurdles that we're well on the way to dealing with.
And what kind of problems is FUNToken solving in the gaming space?
We're bringing transparency to the gaming industry, and I don't wish this to be misconstrued. I am not for the moment saying that the gaming industry as it exists today is not honest or fair or anything like that. But the reality is that there are hiccups, and there is exposure to the operators, clearly. Even what look like large and substantial operators, for example, the Sporting Index here in the UK, can have their problems. And you know, the more that one can ensure, particularly that the financial transactions are sufficiently capitalized. In other words, if you make a bet against a casino, spin a slot game for $1 and the maximum prize is $30,000, then you want to be sure that there's $30,000 in the pot to pay you out if the slot game hits the whatever the winning combination is. And really, it's all about that. It's about ensuring that there's sufficient capitalization in the market when bets are being placed in real time on the blockchain in a transparent manner. So every transaction is recorded on blockchain. You can check the results, and then it goes beyond that to things like blockchain-based RNGs. There's a number of different solutions to that around, and really getting away from the operator in the middle to some extent. So with peer-to-peer betting, there is no operator in the middle. You're placing a bet against a layer. That's it. The blockchain takes care of escrowing the funds from both parties and then settling in favor of the winner.
Do you see FUNToken moving beyond current gaming opportunities?
Beyond, yes, absolutely. I mean, there's no reason why it can't be used for anything. Essentially, it's a token of value. I'd certainly look into the space of social gaming. And when I say social gaming, I'm not particularly talking about the sort of free money gaming, free money casino games, but more things like Mahjong, Chadado in Asia, games where peer-to-peer games where multiple players play against each other and using the token as a means of transparently settling in favor of the winners. So there's a lot of opportunity beyond the pure gambling space as we know it, as in sports betting and casino. And by the way, poker is also a great opportunity for this, and we're in active discussions now with some very interesting parties in that respect.
Well, splendid. How about, can you tell me more about this new token that you're launching on the sidechain? What is the goal of this token, and how will this fit into your crypto portfolio plan?
Yeah, I'm hesitant to say too much about it because we will make a major announcement about it in the coming weeks, well, maybe a few weeks. But basically what we'll be launching is a token that is one-for-one exchangeable with FUN through an escrow mechanism. So essentially, in order to have this token, you will have to lock away some FUN, taking that FUN out of the circulating supply. And that token will be on a blockchain with zero gas fees or minimal gas fees. It may be on multiple blockchains, and it will be available for gaming opportunities on these other blockchains. But the idea is to move to create a parallel token of exactly the same value as FUN. It doesn't trade. You won't be tradable on any exchanges. It's purely there to be used for the utility. So essentially, it will become a gaming token. You'll be able to move it between different gaming opportunities at zero cost and zero latency. So you'll be able to use it for sports betting. Every bet placed on this chain with no issues of gas and latency that we've had with Ethereum. In principle, if Ethereum provided that, we wouldn't have to do this, but then the reality is it doesn't. 4 years ago when both Jez and I launched, Ethereum was the best option out there, and it looked like it would do that. But what happened over the 4 years is the gas prices crept up and then crept up faster, and the latency increased. So it really became a victim of its own success.
And now, Adrian, looking ahead, what kind of future plans do you have in store for 2021 and beyond?
Well, it's more of the same to some degree. We'll be looking at further opportunities for the token within the gaming space, looking at how this measure of value which now has a user base and has the tradability and the exchangeability can be used in other verticals or in similar verticals. So really just expanding the usability of the token. The usability is fundamental to everything we're doing. The more the people use the token, whether that's using it on chain for whatever opportunities there are, or using it on our parallel chain with our new token, the less that token is trading and the less that it's in circulating supply, which effectively means that the demand will be exceeding supply. And that's what that will drive the price, of course, and everything else. So from a tokenomics point of view, it's all about getting people to use the token.
Fantastic. Well, Adrian, this has been fun. I loved hearing about all of your plans and your very impressive milestones. So thank you for taking the time to speak with me, and we look forward to seeing your progress.
Thank you, and it's been a great pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you. And that's it for myself and Adrian. Let us know how you found this segment. Drop us a comment on the comment box below, and we'll see you on the next video.